Now, y'all know I'm a thousand times better with written word than I am verbal, but let me tell you, this book, Color Me Broken, Camilla V, when I say emotionally, it drug me. It drug me. It drug and it pulled me. And that's a good thing. I feel like as an author, the ability to kind of write a scene that evokes an emotion is so powerful because a lot of times, especially newer authors, because they're still maturing, right, in their pen game, a lot of times they will write the emotion that they want you to feel, right? They will tell you how to feel. This author does an amazing job of writing the scene and making the emotion come to you naturally. So we have our MMC who is in the streets. He is engaged. He loves his girl. He wants to be married like yesterday. Our FMC, she works in the healthcare field. She, of course, is kind of like, I we're doing good by, where we are right now. We don't have to be engaged. So she has a lot of, not a lot, but she has some reservations about getting married. One thing that is very apparent, that is written and very apparent about this couple, is that they really love each other and they have a very secure bond, right? That's what I got from the story. And we have our FMC who is really the focal point at the very beginning, because she is the one who is dealing with some physical issues, kind of emotionally stressed, and it causes her to make some decisions and some choices that set into motion a trickle down effect, other decisions and choices that the MMC will make later on, which will introduce the drama or the drama between them. Because right now they're both dealing with life and hopes and goals and dreams, and they're kind of in each other's corner fighting it together. So there's a sense of what togetherness, right? Unity that they have with one another. But after she makes this decision that kind of has a trickle down effect to the MMC, and he has to make a decision, now we see that foundation begin to crack between the two of them, right? So this book also explores their friendships. The FMC has a female friend group, the MMC has a male friend group. I enjoyed the FMC's female friend group. If you know, you know. But the MMC's male group, friendship group, I loved them. I thought the author did an amazing job exploring that relationship, especially during the very dark times. Um, Amazing job of exploring that relationship. It felt very organic, where it was vulnerability, but then we circle back around and we begin the joking and the playing. Just very natural. I loved that about their group. Now, remember, I said decisions were made, choices were done, foundation was cracked. Not really broken, just heavily cracked. And so there's a scene after the restaurant scene. There's a scene where we get to see the MMC by himself for a moment, and then there's an introduction of something else. The way you wrote that scene was flawless, because as an author, you have to, or a lot of times y'all have to think about what the reader wants while still remaining true to the story that you want to tell. And I thought that the way you did that was so perfect, because when I first read it, as I'm reading it, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, why she doing that? Why did she do that? I'm like pissed. And then I'm coming to terms with, okay, it's humanity, it's love, it's that toxic type vibe. Sometimes you just don't make the right decisions when you're not thinking correctly. And then as I have come to terms with that decision, you flipped it up and it was something else. I was like, oh my God. Listen, that was so well placed, because I think it showed both human nature and strength, right? Because what we thought it wasn't, which showed the strength of our people. but what it looked like and what we initially thought it was showed the humanity, the human nature of the people. So well done there. Flawless. And let me tell you, chapter 36 is when I knew that are going to be goated for this book. Because chapter 36, I knew after reading the first couple of sentences where you were and where you were going and where it went back to. And I said, that was a flawless execution of that, bringing it back around. Flawless execution of that. And then the last scene that I'll have to talk about, or not even scene, the last part that I have to talk about is the actual ending. Listen, if I could have read with my eyes closed, I would have, because I was so torn up. The decision, the choice, all of that in that moment, uh, was so it was so heavy. It pulled. It was emotional. Um, it was real. It was thick. It was just so much to it. So much to it. And then to kind of carry on the moment without dragging it, if that makes any sense. Um, into the next scene where we are at the final resting place or the final stop of the story. That was so well done. The level of suspense, mystery, surprise, shock, anger, fear, anxiety that I had, you that is natural writing. That is gifted writing. So if you haven't thought about it and you like emotional reads, you like books that will emotionally tear you down, but then come back around and give you a big hug afterward, this is that book. Color Me Broken comes out KU on June 3rd.